Hola, mi gente. This is
Ready or Not Latinas Podcast.
And these are your hosts, Yessie,
Jessica,
and Joanna. Just a reminder, we release new topics every Wednesday and officially making it Latina Wednesdays.
So stay tuned and get ready for this chisme. It's
Chisme Wednesday. Woo woo. That was a bad woo.
I feel like I was so late. You were so late.
We were both late. We're lost souls.
Like, uno empezó, el otro terminó. Pero no se entendieron.
Right? That's what I say.
But yeah, I'm excited. I know. I'm excited for this episode. I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. Spilling my tea ain't fun, I guess.
I think it's never fun because you don't want it to be out there permanently because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, now you made it 10 times worse.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, it happened. I feel like there's people that know about it, so it's not like it's top secret.
Right. But you're
yeah,
ready.
It's just well, yeah. I mean, why not, right? Fuck, if I need to if this makes me fucking viral, then ooh,
yay.
yay. No, but it's all jokes, right? But I
well,
mean,
can you?
It happened to me,
right?
and it's my story to tell, right?
Yep.
It's just like I was thinking, like, damn, like, because it does involve my significant other, but at the same time, I was like, well, it's my story, so
right.
Like at the end of the day, it happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it's from your
not?
point of view, so
yeah, exactly. So it is what it is.
well,
And to be honest, I've been like
tell us
thinking about
already?
it. I've been thinking about it, and I don't even know where to start.
Start from the beginning.
From the beginning, I don't even know the beginning, bitch. It's just so many like.
Okay, so start with how did you figure it out?
Okay. Well, no, let's start from.
Let's start with what happened.
Okay, so first of all, we had just moved to my grandfather's house.
Okay.
So it was new. We had just moved there. I started school. No, sí, ¿verdad? No, creo que ya llevaba poquito más en la escuela. But still, it was new. School was new. I had gotten a job, so that was new. So I was a little, I don't know, like a little in las nubes, I felt, for a good minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's going to be a good episode when we don't even talk about nothing. We go straight to the chisme.
Right? Mm-hmm. I'm just over here. I'm like, we need to spill it already, girl.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, so I don't even know how I started, to be honest. I don't even remember the moment. I think I started noticing little things like being on the phone, answering the phone and going outside. I think it was like the first call that I was
from your partner.
From my partner, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I think that was the first sign. And then it's just little things, little hints like going, es que te digo que I've been thinking about it. I don't even know how to start.
Mm-hmm.
But just little things like that, like having their phone up their ass all day,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just the phone was the number one issue.
Okay. Oh, you're cutting up. You're cutting up.
The bills and stuff, I knew the passwords.
Okay.
So
wait.
I went through his call log through the company, but I didn't do it as an employee. I did it as a customer. You know what I mean? Like there's not a secret. And put that out there first. There's not a secret page where I can go to random people's shit and look at people's shit. No, you can do this with yourself. Like you can
Okay.
go to the company account, like you can go to like let's say Verizon.com and look up your account, and you can look at your own shit, like who you call, how many
Yeah,
times
like
you
your
call that
phone
person,
calls.
who you text.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people know that, but yeah, your phone calls for you and everybody on your account. So I did that as a customer, not an employee. I went to his account, and I was going, and I saw that because at the company that we had, it didn't show you who you no, it didn't show who called you. It was showing only who you called. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I would see that throughout the day he would star 67 a number. Like he would,
Ooh.
how do you know that? Private. He would private a phone number,
Yeah.
and he called this number during the day, and it was a lot. Like I'm talking about a lot, like a lot, pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of just that number. And they would be on the phone for long, long periods of time.
Damn.
And I was like, what the fuck? And like, so I called this number, and a lady answered
Wow. Why you hung
because I
up?
wasn't sure. Like, I don't know how to process this. Like, I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I always say, bro, I used to always say, and I don't know if you remember me saying it. Yo siempre decía, yo perdono todo menos un pinche cheating, menos una infidelidad, whatever the fuck say that. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I started noticing little things like him having his phone at all times. We would fight more. He was so distant, and just little things that make you think that there's something going on. The moral of the story, to get to the best part, is that he was cheating. He was cheating on me, and like I said, yo siempre decía que no iba a perdonar, pero la neta que it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I didn't know what the fuck to do. Like I didn't know how to like how to
Process it.
¿cómo se dice? Yeah, how to process my kids, work, school, cheating husband. You know,
Right.
like what the fuck? Like what do you do? That's and when I talk about my stories and I say that I love school, and that was the time where I was failing school, which is the part that hits me the most. It's that because I lost myself into that, because
It consumed you.
it did. And then I had a friend that was going through the same thing, and she told me that you can track a person with their Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I needed to know where he was at all times.
You got addicted
And
to
it was
that.
not healthy because yeah, and it was not healthy because he was always there. And I knew he was there. And I
Right.
and I would make excuses, oh, maybe he just drove by and there's a lag. Or maybe what is that place? Like, but I knew deep down what that was
Yeah.
and who lived there, right? So uh one day he picks a fight with me, and he was like, you know what, it's over, I don't love you anymore. And I think that in so many bullshit, this was the truth. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I don't love you anymore. And girl, it hits me. And I think this is the part that I hate the most, because instead of me being all right, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
like le lloré, le supliqué, no, like, like let's work this out, let's do this, let's do that. Like, and he was like, no, no, it's over. So he left the whole weekend. And I remember that weekend I was crying the whole time, while at the same time putting a happy face for my kids, because the fair was in town and I took them to the fair.
Mm-hmm.
And and then I remember, like, okay, this is it, like, trying to come to terms with it at the same time as I'm crying and like going through the
Dealing it.
whole emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta understand, I got with this man when we were young, so
Right.
I knew nothing else at the
Mm-hmm.
time. He was my everything at the time, well, including the kids or whatever. And like, yeah, so that happened. So it was a whole weekend, bro. He was not home. Supposedly he was staying with his family or whatever. Come to find out, he comes back on Monday, I think. I don't even remember. And he was like, no, like, while I was away, like I kind of figured uh that we can try it or whatever the fuck. I don't even remember at this point. The point is that he came back home, and but then he was like, oh well, let's work slowly. So he would sleep on the couch. And I'm like, okay, like whatever. And I was kind of happy. I don't know why.
You're like, I
He
wish I
was
could go
like,
back.
yeah, bitch, because the whole time I was like out of body experience. Like the whole time I was crying. Like estaba a gusto un rato y luego otro rato me acordaba y otra vez la
It's because
chilladera.
your life was falling
And
apart, though.
yeah, so like when he told me that he thought about it and that he was wrong, I felt like my body returned, the soul returned to my body,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like the whole weekend I was so tense, and I could feel it in my joints of how tense I was.
Right.
But when he said that, I felt my body like loosen up, like calm down.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember that weekend we went to the store, and he left his phone in my car. We had two cars,
Mm-hmm.
and we had bought something, a grill at Walmart. And so then he was in his truck taking it, and he left his phone in my car. And the phone rings, and it's a guy. It's a
Okay.
girl.
Oh.
And then when I answer, it's a girl, but then it switched to a guy. And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's what's his name there?" And I was like, "Who is this?" And he was like, "Oh no, it's just a friend. It's a friend." But I had already heard the girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "What the fuck," right? So then when we get home, I confront him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, while we were on a break, which was 2 fucking days. I met this girl at a bar or at a gas station. Girl, I forget. Like my buying, they digo all the little details I kind of mix up. I don't know if it's because it was a trauma or
Uh-huh.
because it was just so long ago. And yeah, he's like, but she won't stop calling me. She's
Mm.
harassing me. I was like, oh damn, like. And I'm believing this person, right?
But you kind of already
And
knew that he was doing all this
yeah,
shady
like
stuff before he
yeah,
even
because
left.
yeah, I had already. Okay, so um, so one day we're with friends, and we're watching a fight, a boxing fight,
Mm-hmm.
and his phone rings, and he grabs the phone and he takes it outside. And I'm like, what the fuck? Again, bruh? And yeah, like he was drinking a little bit, so my our friends leave, and then he falls asleep. But because he is a little tipsy, men go into like this deep, deep sleep when they're
When they're
drunk.
drunk, yep.
Bruh, I went through that phone, and the calls were there, the phone number was there, and I called from his phone. I called,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her, I'm like, porque yo bien confiada, según él,
You
que he
believed it.
was, yeah, that she was stalking him.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I was like, I got all like territorial, and I was like, bitch, leave my man alone. Like, he's married, we have kids, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, no, like he's my man, y no sé qué. Bueno, peleándomelo.
Mm.
And I was like, all right, we'll stop calling this phone. Y blah, que le cuelgo. And girl, I was crying. I really wanted to punch him in the face.
I would.
Like,
I would have punched him right there. I was just saying.
but I'm like, whatever, right? And so time kept going by, and there was little things, but I'm telling you, I got consumed with it. Like I needed to know where he was at. I was looking at the call logs all day, every day. Like literally, I lost myself, and I think that's the part that gets to me the most. Not even the cheating anymore. It was
Mm-hmm.
most that I lost myself, and I lost pieces of myself.
Right.
And so that had happened, right? But wait, guys, this is not even the juiciest part. Okay.
Bitch. Girl, my tummy's
Oh
rumbling just of what I know is coming.
girl. Okay, so it happens that un día llegó. He was doing these classes for I don't know what. So his classes would finish at 10,
At
but
night.
that day he didn't get home till 2 in the morning.
Damn.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like he was like, oh yeah, it's cause after class I took this guy to Eustis or Sorrento or someplace que far away.
Mm.
And at the time, I didn't know much of that shit. So I was like, oh, okay, like, but I knew.
Mm-hmm.
I had an inkling. So that's when I'm like, you know what? This is it. So I grabbed that number. I knew it almost by memory at this point. And so one day I went to school and I was on break from my class and I called this number. And I tell her and I start telling her, hey, like, what the fuck, que es tu pedo? Like, he's married. Girl, this girl finna tell me the whole shit, the whole tea.
She
She
spilled it.
gonna tell me, yeah, that she didn't even know his name. She didn't know his name, but they've been fucking for a while. That he was even planning to put a place for her. And this is what she was saying that he was telling her. And I'm like, girl, you don't know his name and you fucking
Damn.
like she was so stupid, but girl. And I was like, well, like at this point you can fucking have him. Like I'm just tired of this shit. Like he's telling you all this shit, but he lives at my house. Like what's going on? Oh, like he tells me that he's just together for the kids. That you guys just live together for the kids. And I was like, okay. I'm like, well, because in that time he had a very fancy car. And I was like, oh, like just because he has a nice car, you think that he has money? He ain't got shit. That's what I told him. And so then I was like, you should see where we fucking live. Because at the time we were living at my grandpa's house. We were not even living on our own
Yeah.
place. It was a mobile home. So I was like, so if you think he's going to give you this and that, it's all a lie. It's all a facade because that car, it's nice and everything, but that's not reality. And so then, and I was like, yeah, you should come and see where we live. She said, yeah, I want to go. I want to see where you live.
Damn,
I don't
bitch.
know why at the time it seemed like a good idea. She could have been a fucking murderer and I'm showing her where the fuck I live, bitch. So I was like, all right, I'll show you. I'm like, I'm like, meet me at certain place in a Apopka. Because obviously we were living in a Apopka. But at the time I was living in a Coe. So I was like, meet me here. I was like, all right, bitch. So I called my man and I'm like, hey, um, what did I say? I was like, tell me you love me or something like that. I told him. And he was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, yeah, just tell me you love me and and everything's gonna be okay. He was like, what the fuck? Like he wouldn't say it to me. And I remember like he just went off. Like I just triggered him. Like I don't know if he had a feeling, if the girl like told him. I don't know. The point is that he was like, nah, like come home because I was at school. He was like, come home, so I can get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of your bullshit. I'm like, well, bullshit. I just told you to tell me that you love me. And so then, it was just cheater shit.
Yeah.
Because that's how a person be acting when they cheating.
Bien ofendidos.
And so then, exactly. So then I was like, all right, I'm on my way home. I'm gonna give me a few. I'm gonna tell my teacher that I'm leaving, and I'm leaving. So, but I in my head, I was like, if he tells me he loves me, I'm gonna tell this girl no, and like we're gonna work it out. And we're gonna work it out. But he didn't tell me he loved me.
So
He
it was
fucked up because
mm-hmm.
he didn't know who
He
he was
didn't you
dealing with.
bitch.
He didn't know that my little psychopath. I'm just kidding.
Bitch, and
So, bitch,
I'm
I
I'm
cleaned
offended
my
that you
teeth.
didn't tell me that what you had planned, bitch, because you know I would have been in that car with you, girl. Oh my
I
god.
know, I know, I know, I know. Um, And in that moment where he wouldn't tell me, he made this whole thing about he was leaving me, that all this shit, bro. I cleaned my tears real fast, and I went to meet this girl, and she followed me home. And when when we were closer to where I lived, I parked on the side, and I was like, all right. She was in another car, and I was in my car.
Okay.
So I told her I me orillé a la orilla. I'm like, all right, get in my car. No te voy a hacer nada. She's like, I'm not scared of you. I was like, all right, well then, we should be fine then. I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna fight you. It's whatever. And so se sube esta muchacha, güey, and like, yo no soy una modelo. Obviamente yo tengo mis flaws, soy una gordita, pero bro, no. Es verdad que los hombres like se van de Guatemala a Guatepeor. And I don't know if that's offensive, but that's something that they say.
It is true
Um,
though.
they go like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's offensive to
To who?
Guatemala
Oh.
when they say Guatemala, Guatepeor.
Oh, okay.
But that's just the saying that I've heard.
Yeah.
But they go from having somebody. Maybe I'm not pretty, but I was faithful to him, and I gave him my everything. Because I've been with him forever. And girl, this girl was so man looking. Her face was toda cacariza de que tenía acné de años, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not against anyone that has acne. I'm just saying that things that I thought that was unattractive,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm like, damn, yo pensé que era una modelo, güey. Yo pensé que he was risking his life
For
for,
something good.
I don't know, por una Miss Universo con culo, no sé, alguien hermoso. Que
Mm.
dices, oh, damn, this person is willing to fucking lie, cheat, and ruin their life for, you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, okay, so she gets to my car and we pull up. And the way I pull up to my house is like I put my truck behind his car so he wouldn't be able
To leave.
to leave. And he was
Smart.
sitting outside. He was sitting outside. So when I get out and she gets out, bruh, the girl, the fucking face expression that he had,
I wish you would have taken a
I would
picture.
never forget it. He was shocked.
I bet.
And we were both standing there in front of him, and I was like, call me loca. Keep saying that I'm crazy. What the fuck is this? And then the girl también. And the whole time, sister, the whole time, I'm with this serious face and I am not crying. I have zero emotions. Like, I'm just like, finally, I have
Prove.
clarity, proof. And I know that I wasn't crazy. I know that this was real. And like, I never ever felt the urge to hit her. I never had the urge to fight her, to even him. Like, I was at peace at that moment. Like, I wasn't crying, like nothing. And so all I see is this girl saying, I told you that if you were with someone else, you said no. Y que blah 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 blah. This man gonna say, you know what? It's whatever. And he goes inside and I don't know what happens. So then I stay outside with her and I was like, nah, thank you for coming over here. Todavía yo agradeciéndole a esta pinche piruja.
Bitch.
Okay, at that point, I felt like I wasn't in the dark anymore.
Right.
And I felt like if he wasn't man enough to tell me what was going on, she was.
Mm-hmm.
And so, um, I was just telling her, like, all right. And she was telling me all the tea, everything he would tell her, like how intimate they were, and like all this shit, bro. Like, I got the whole nine. And so then, oh, when I was waiting for the girl to meet her up,
Mm-hmm.
I had called my sister, and I was like, sister, like this is happening. Girl, she left work. She left work and she pulled up to my house. And I'm like, so, and then she was like, is this the bitch that he's doing this to you with? This nasty hoe? Todavía la vieja peleándole. Oh, you don't think I'm good enough for him? Of
Ew.
course not, bitch. He's married. What you talking about? So yeah, apparently my sister knew of her. She was a bit of a ho-ho.
Mm.
So yeah, Karina knew a little bit about her past. And so not her past, her present. Well,
Jeez.
at the time.
Right.
And so then, girl, my sister and hers are going at it. It looked like Karina was the wife.
She was
Karina was
pissed.
like, yeah, she was like, I can't believe he's putting you through all of this. And, she was mad because of for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, déjala. Like, she's telling me the truth. She's telling me, oh no, like this whole thing, bro, and tell me why the girl starts trying to fight my sister.
Oh, hell.
And so then that's when my partner comes out and be like, hey, you need to leave, you need to leave. And the girl's like, no, like, how are you gonna let them talk to me like that? And I was like, todavía la vieja
Bitch.
es girl, the audacity. So yeah, so then yeah, they come to pick her up because remember we were in two cars, but
Mm-hmm.
when she got on my car, they como que fueron a dar una vuelta,
Mm.
and then they came to pick her up, and she left. Mind you, she had my phone number because we had talked.
Right.
So then my partner leaves. I didn't ask questions. He just left. I didn't give a fuck at that point. So yeah, like I was in shock. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like I just brought this girl to my house. Like what the fuck? Like literally I felt with such adrenaline, like
And you know what?
that I had the balls to talk to this lady without hitting her or anything like that.
Yeah, but I think también es que I feel like cuando te agarras del chongo with another woman for a man, it's
Yeah.
like tú misma te reduces, way.
Yeah.
Because, like, first of all, he's not the only man in this world. Second of all, he wasn't faithful. He's not good enough. If he cheated, then he's not a good enough man to be with you. So in
Yeah.
a sense, I feel like you did good. I mean, you didn't have that sense of feeling of doing that because, bitch, you had enough.
Yeah.
So like,
I think so.
ya ni tiene ganas de like to argue or fight over something that is really not worth it.
But yeah, so it got a pretty intense, and it was like that for a couple of days, and like this girl, obviously because she had my phone number,
Right.
um she was calling me talking about he was calling and threatening her, talking about why she told me and all this shit, and I was like, girl, that's your problem. Like, yeah,
Mm.
like like nos hicimos el favor,
You're
like to
right.
clear shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it happened to me, and he cheated, and like, like I'm at peace now because obviously so many years went by, and we've worked on it, and obviously it was really hard because
Mm-hmm.
a little somebody told me that if it didn't work after that, at the time that I decided to take him back, I had to like let go and forget, you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
because if I kept bringing it up in arguments,
Mm-hmm.
then we were never going to get past it,
Right.
right? And so it was really, really tough for the longest time. But I don't want to say we got over it because at the same time, I will forgive but not forget.
Yeah. That's the
Um,
word.
and
That's
like
the
I said,
phrase.
and like I said, I was consumed by knowing the whereabouts of this person and being so like that I lost myself. So little by little, I feel like I started gaining myself back, my confidence, my not confidence at has cien because they go everybody has flaws, everybody has what's the opposite of confidence?
Self-conscious.
Yeah, like I'm self-conscious of my body, of everything that I say, everything that I do. But at the end of the day, I felt enough okay to be like, this isn't wasn't my it wasn't a we problem, it was a him problem,
Right. Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like now I don't do that. Like even if I feel, even if he does something like
Sneaky.
that, I'm like, yeah, like I don't have the urge to look on his phone and to know anything about his phone
Is it
or
because
his.
you just, is it because you know that even if you find out you're gonna stay, or is it because you just don't care no more?
I think it's because I think a little bit of both, if I'm being honest,
Okay.
because I don't know if it's because I don't care anymore, because I kind of don't. Because I feel like if a person doesn't want to be here, they're not going to be here, you know?
That's true. But, but,
So
but how
I
is
don't
that?
know how to explain it,
Pero ¿cómo te va a beneficiar eso?
because I feel like if I start checking, I I'm losing myself. You know what I mean? Like it's not even about him
Yeah.
anymore to a point.
Oh,
Like to a point it's like um if I find out, because let me tell you something, people out there and girls and guys, everything always comes out to light. No matter how much you hide it, no matter
yeah.
what it is, it
True.
always comes out.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I need to find out, I'm gonna find out. I don't need to be checking him or checking his phone or checking his whereabouts,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day that I find out, I feel in my heart
That's gonna be it.
that the day that yeah, I feel like I cannot go through that shit ever again.
Right.
I
Yeah,
feel
it's a
like
lot.
I feel if there's physically a woman
Mm-hmm.
in his life again, that's it for me. Like we were young and stupid and we had a lot of responsibilities, and I'm not saying that that's part of why he did it. I'm just saying like at that time I felt like, okay, we went through a patch, we got over it, but now we're grown adults,
Yeah.
you know? Like like como que la mente está más y como que ya lo pasamos. So I'm like, okay, if you do it again, then I feel like there's no more to go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it. Good. So yeah, guys, sorry to disappoint, but that was my tea.
That was a good ass tea.
Bro, I swear, all these years, I always thought that was badass.
It is because
The way
one,
I took about it,
no,
the way I went about it, obviously not the cheating, but
yeah,
the way that,
que
I
te armaste de
confronted this
valor,
lady. Yeah, and she
like,
was older than me.
yeah, that could have totally went opposite because you didn't know this woman. What if she was like really fucking crazy and she just fucking killed you right there, bitch? One.
Girl. And like come to find out she's actually been in my circle before.
That's
Like
crazy.
there was a possibility that we had crossed paths way before when we were
Anything
way
happen?
young. Yeah, so it's insane how bien chiquito es el mundo.
Yeah,
So yeah, bitch.
that's
And
insane.
like I don't like to talk about it obviously because
I
no
mean,
quiero que la
who?
gente diga, ay, por pendeja, or ay, estás bien pendeja because you took them back. Because like I said in the beginning, I used to say that all the time. Yo perdono todo menos una infidelidad. And I forgave it.
Mm-hmm.
And I always feel stupid for it. And like I don't go around telling everybody, because at the end of the day, these are intimacy
Right.
issues that happen. And I'm sure I'm not going to be the first or the last to get cheated on. But I do feel like it takes a lot. It breaks you. And obviously, and this is what I tell my partner all the time, because I feel like he doesn't see the, ¿cómo se dice? The impact, or he
Mm.
doesn't see the
He doesn't understand of the damage that's done.
yeah, because I'd be like this, like let's say that I break that cup and put it back together. You
No.
can't put it 100% how it was. There's gonna be cracks in it. There's gonna be pieces missing, because that's just the way. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So I feel like the person that cheats sometimes doesn't see the long effects that it has on a person,
Mm-hmm.
because you're never gonna be the same,
No.
I feel like.
Yep.
But yeah, and I wanted to talk about this in the earlier episodes when we talked about cheating, but I don't
You were not
know.
ready.
I feel like it's just something hard to talk about, even though it was like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
9 years ago. But
Es que no
it's
importa.
hard.
Yeah, es que I think puede pasar 20, 50 años and it's still gonna hurt a bit because, like you said, it's not so much of what they did to you, but it's so much of how broken you became because of it, or how you lost who you were because of it, And I think this is one thing that I want to say too, like a man or a woman, I guess, but a person can cheat. They could be they could be outside, they could be in the other room, and they're gonna cheat. So I mean, in a way, if they're still there, yeah, I understand, like, they're still there for a reason, but tampoco no is for you to, like, let it happen and for you to lose yourself. Like, I feel like está bien que, that things worked out. And I think uno también lo hace because we were young. But like you said, if it happens at an old age, like now, I'm like, girl, Well,
So
I
yeah,
thank
so
you
it
for
was
having,
difficult
I bet.
for spilling my chisme.
Yeah, because I know it was hard, it was hard trying to, like, putting it out there for you. So, and I just want to tell you, you're such an amazing person. And no matter what, like, don't let anyone tell you any different. And I feel like también esto is like one thing that I've told my daughter. I'm like, don't let other people's opinion change who you think, like, how you think of yourself. You get me?
Yeah.
So even though, like, even actions, like, even if you don't feel loved or whatever, don't let that affect you, because at the end of the day, lo que importa is how much you love yourself, how much you're gonna take care of yourself. Nadie te va a amar the same as you, like, you yourself, So
Yeah.
like, I think as women, we just need to think about that. Like, don't let others people's opinions or their type of, like, I don't know, always affect you.
Yeah.
You decide. You put the rules down. You decide for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I love you.
You're right. Me too.
I love you so much, and you're a strong woman, and that it's those type of experience, like, build you, and believe me.
Definitely, because I feel it now. Like, I feel like a totally different person, obviously, because I've grown after 10 years. But yeah, but it definitely changed the relationship, because now I don't take nothing. Like it just made, I don't want to say it made it stronger, because I think that that's just weird to
I think it
say,
made you
because I don't want
stronger.
to say I'm like, yeah, it definitely made me stronger, because I think that's funny how people, like, I don't want to say that cheating saved my relationship or it made it better,
Bitch.
because it didn't. But I'm just saying, like, those hard experiences does make you stronger, and it makes you, like, realize that you should be your number one priority, not the other person.
Exactly.
No matter how much you love that person, no matter, I get it. Like, there's people that are like, oh, but we have vows, and we're married and we love each other. Yeah, I get that, and that person should be, your person. But at the end of the day, you should always love yourself more, because at the end of the day, that's what you got, yourself. And if you can't love yourself more, then you can't love another person.
That's true.
And I had to learn that the hard way.
I bet.
Pero, yeah, that was my tea. Y aunque no hubo casi nadie que quiso compartir tea con nosotros, no quisieron compartir chismes. You got one, right? Not yourself, but
Oh no,
you
not.
got an anonymous entry.
I got an anonymous. Okay, 1 second. So it says, first of all, I love your podcast. Second, can you guys keep me anonymous so my chisme?
Of
Oh,
course.
okay. So she wants to stay anonymous. So her chisme is that she's been in love with an ex from high school, but she is married and has kids with someone else. She loves him too, but not in love with him. We still talk from time to time, and I feel the love all over again. That's a
That's
hard one.
sad.
It is. That
That's
is.
the tea, girl. That's a big chisme.
That is a big cheese, man. And
No, pero wait, sometimes those kind of things shock me because some people, you might think that that couple's like, they're so in love and they're the perfect couple,
mhm,
pero uno nunca sabe la vida de la gente como de atrás.
yeah,
You know, like you never know somebody, like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because she's probably like, oh, like I'm so in love with my husband, you know?
mhm.
When she's secretly in love with someone else, which is sad.
It is sad because I feel like you're living. I'm guessing like could it be like they're living like I no sé way. In reality, I don't know. I want to say like are they really living life with a I don't know. Like I feel like when you love someone, you want to be part of their life. So
Yeah,
if you're with someone, I don't know. I feel like if you're with someone but secretly in love with somebody else, like are you even happy?
yeah,
Like are you really happy on the relationship that you're in now? And why not? I don't know. It's just difficult. I guess everybody has their own lives and it's okay. I mean, eventually I hope it gets resolved because
yeah,
it's not a way to keep going. Or it can resolve on its own. It can die off eventually.
yeah.
But
Mm. It's hard.
it
I don't
is.
know. I feel like life is so hard sometimes, and it's
Mhm.
harder for other people
Mhm.
than to others. You know, a veces es más difícil para una gente que para otra.
Mhm.
But I mean, if that's the way she decided to live her life,
Yeah. I
that's like
mean, I
damn.
guess if you want more cake, go ahead, girl. Eat the cake. I'm just fine. No,
Like
pero it is hard. It's hard because like damn, that's a
sometimes I feel
huge
like
decision.
yeah, it is.
Mhm.
But any chisme you wanna tell us before we go?
No, girl, not so far. You know what? I'm just going through the preparations. So, I'm there surviving, girl. I'm there. But believe me, it was an
You're like
interest, huh?
you're like drama free over here for a minute. I'm going through some shit.
No, no, bitch. It's not that. It's just like, fíjate que it's so hard because with the Chisme thing, like, obviously there's a lot that I would want to say because a lot of shit has happened. But I think I'm not ready to talk about it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's hard
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like that. I'm like, pero ya que, right? In my
Yep.
situation, I'm like, it was 10 years ago. I'll be fine. I
Mm-hmm.
moved on, and thank God I came through the other side.
Right.
And yeah,
Yeah. Like, I think eventually maybe I'll talk about it, but it is hard. And then especially it comes hard because like you said, like everybody they come down worse on the woman than on the men. And even if
yeah,
the woman was not the one cheating, like they were just, no quiero decir victim because tampoco like I don't want to like put us
yeah,
in
yeah,
that type of, like I'm not a victim, but like, we were the ones that got damaged, so like instead of being like piece of shit of a man, like, oh no, le echan it goes directly to the woman, like, oh yeah, pendeja,
yeah,
or like el criticismo de, people criticizing. So I mean, I know we shouldn't care. At the end of the day, we're just giving our input, and yeah, like people can either deal with it or they don't. Like, who cares, But I'm
yeah.
not ready yet. I'm not ready, but I will. So
Well, this was our Chisme episode. Hope you had fun.
Girl. I'm like, oh my
And
God.
if you can, ¿cómo se dice? If you have went through something similar, let us know in the comments. Which I never do, but I'm never gonna stop asking.
Girl.
So let us know in the comments if you've been through something similar and how you went through it, and like
Overcame
what
it.
helped you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep. Alrighty. And don't forget to follow us on all social medias at Ready or Not Latinas. And if you do have something to say or I don't know, I guess away from social media, you can always email us at readyornotlatinas@gmail.com. And don't forget to leave a review on Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And with
Mm.
that, we are
We are
out.
out.
Bye.
Bye.